What's up, guys? It's your friend Indy. I just wanted to take a minute today and talk about something really awesome. I was gonna wait to post about this until after the the initial hype of everything that's going on died down. But as I've thought more about this, um, it's become apparent that what I want to talk about actually ties into all of this stuff that's going on in the world today with the kind of the civil rights related movement that's happening, and a lot of the hype that's going on in the media. It's called 75 Hard. So some of you have probably heard about it. Others, maybe you haven't heard about it. I'm going to just give a brief overview of what it actually is. But it's a program to sort of invoke massive personal individual change. And I know that right now we need a massive change in the world and in society, but I truly believe and am super convinced that that will not happen until we as individuals have a massive change. So what is 75 Hard? 75 Hard, sorry, there's a little bug. Get out of here, little buddy. Fly away. 75 Hard is something that this guy that I follow, his name is Andy Frisella. Super awesome guy, has a great podcast. It's called The Real AF. You should go check it out, Andy Frisella. I'll put his tag right here. But he put together a program. It's called 75 Hard, Winning the War Against Yourself, which is essentially what all of us are trying to do. So 75 Hard, it's pretty intense. It's 75 days in a row doing certain things every day. And if you fail at one of those things on a given day, you have to start over at day one. So the things that you got to do every day: one, you have to follow a diet. You choose the parameters of your diet according to your goals and what you want to achieve health-wise. Number two, you have to do two 45-minute workouts every day, and one of them has to be outside. Workouts include like going on a walk outside. A lot of my workouts were late at night after I got home after doing all my stuff and just walking for 45 minutes. That was definitely a lot on those days. No alcohol or cheat meals. So in regards to your diet, if you, for example, say that you're not going to drink any soda as part of your diet, you don't get like a cheat day a week, a soda day a week. No cheat days. Take a progress picture as number 4. That's really important. It kind of feels weird at first, especially if you're not used to doing it. Like I never really did that before, but it was cool to kind of watch your body progress as the program was carried out. Number 5 is drink a gallon of water, a whole gallon of water in one day. It's a lot of water if you aren't used to drinking that much water. Number 6 is read 10 pages a day of like a non-fictional self-improvement entrepreneurship type book. And yeah, that's 75 Hard, doing all those things every day for 75 days in a row. And if you fail on any of them, even if you forget to take your progress picture, you got to start at day one. Happened to me. So I'm going to get into 3 takeaways that I had from this program that I think are super relevant for anyone who wants to improve their life or who wants to bring about massive change in the world. I would submit that you got to consider massive change in yourself before any of massive world change is going to happen. So my story with 75 Hard, how it kind of started, I'd known about it. I came home from a mission for my church at the end of 2018. And as I was getting back involved with social media and following a lot of the influencers that I followed before my mission, I saw the 75 Hard program being talked about, people posting their progress pics and stuff like that. And I looked at all the rules and I figured, oh man, that would be really hard. I don't know if I could do that. And I had a really good friend who was doing it. He started January 1 of 2020. And he let me know he was doing it. I was like, dude, that's awesome. And then we eventually went to breakfast. It had to have been like his day 60 or something. So he had been going for quite a while in the program. And I'm not even kidding you. I saw this like huge difference in him. His confidence was so much bigger. He talked with way more power than he did before. And so I could tell that this program he was doing was changing his life totally. And so I told him that. I'm like, dude, you're like a different person. You shine so much brighter. You know, you sound so much more convicted in all the words that you're saying. We were talking about the program. He was telling me about, the difficulties and the benefits and whatnot. And then he turns to me and he asks me, he's like, okay, Andy, well, why aren't you doing it? You've known about it. Well, what's stopping you from doing it? And, me, typical human being, regular dude, response. Dude, honestly, like I'm doing so much in my life right now. I got work. I'm in a band. I got a few other projects I'm working on. I just don't have time. I don't have time to read 10 more pages. I don't have time to do 2 workouts. I can barely get in 1. And he just kind of like smiled, kind of chuckled a little bit, and he, like a good friend, looked at me and he said, dude, you're making excuses. And it hit me hard. I'm like, oh, freak. This is the truth, right? This is what I knew deep down, right in this area, that it was true. I was making excuses, but I didn't want to admit. I wanted to be able to convince myself and him that it was a no-go for me because I'm too busy. Anyway, as a result of that conversation, the next couple of days I thought about it, and I decided, yeah, I'm making excuses. I got to do this. So spent a couple days planning out my diet, how I wanted to go. For me, I'm a pretty lean, slim kind of guy. So my diet consisted of high calorie, high protein. Basically eating a lot, as healthy as I could. So I put that all together and I tried it and I made it to day 3 or 4 3 times. So I started 75 hard. I think it was 3 or 4 times. It was at least 3. It might have been 4. I can't remember. And the first 3 times I failed because I didn't quite drink enough water. I forgot to take my progress pic one time. And then a change happened. And I was thinking to myself, okay, this program is going to be good for me. It's going to help me change in a way that I want to change. It's going to help me grow mental fortitude. It's going to help me feel better about myself. It's just I couldn't think of a reason to not do it. It didn't make any sense to not do it. So I was like, okay, that's it. I'm committed now. Like, this is happening. So I started over again, right? And that was it. My 4th attempt, third or fourth attempt, I made it. And I finished 75 hard. I finished it about a week and a half ago. And I just wanted to touch on 3 things that I took away from that experience. Andy Frisella actually has some follow-up programs to 75 hard that I'm going to start soon. But this is just having to do with the initial 75 hard, 75-day War with Yourself program. So, number 1 takeaway that I have is it raised my mental toughness and awareness. So, talking to some loved ones about their observations of me doing 75 hard and my conclusions for myself is that, well, they told me they noticed that I wasn't as overwhelmed. I didn't seem as emotionally affected by things happening in my life. I was like, yeah, totally. But here's what I realized, because I know what it's like inside me, right? Those experiences, those emotions, feeling overwhelmed, those emotions never went away. 75 hard didn't make those things disappear. I still would feel overwhelmed with work, with all of the things I wanted to do but wasn't doing still. I still experienced overwhelm and sadness, a little bit of like depression, normal human emotions, but I just didn't entertain them like I used to. I raised my awareness through the 75 Hard program, where when those emotions come now, I'm more able to step outside of myself and observe myself and say, okay, Indy, you're feeling overwhelmed right now. That's okay. That's normal. You feel overwhelmed a lot. So take some deep breaths and focus on the one thing you have to do. I had more of a capacity to do that, to step outside myself and let my emotions flow, because that's part of the human experience, is our emotions come and they go. The problem happens when we give in to our emotions and we let them kind of drive us mad and we get stuck in our own head. We end up making poor decisions. Number 2, I, as a human being, Indy Heaton, I am stronger than I give myself credit for. There were nights when it would be, midnight, 1 a.m. during 75 hard, and I still had half a gallon of water to drink. Or I remember one particular night, I was laying in bed and I realized I didn't do my second workout. I don't know why. I just it completely passed me by that day. I didn't think about it. So I had to make a decision. I could stay in bed and start over the next day, or I could get out of bed and go out and do my second workout. So I decided to get up out of bed and go do my second workout. You guys, you know what it's like to be comfy in bed. I cannot tell you how much I did not want to get out of bed to go do that workout. But I did it. What the motivation is, I really wanted to finish the program. I think there's some deeper motivators down inside. But I really wanted to finish the program. So I went up and I went on a walk with my dog at like 1:32 a.m. I can't remember. Multiple other times where I still had a ton of water to drink, and I had to decide, okay, I'm drinking this water, I feel like I'm going to throw up. Like, when you still have to drink a half a gallon and it's 1 a.m., it sucks. Freaking sucks. So I had to decide, right? I'm like, dude, this program is stupid. Let me just go to bed. This isn't even healthy for me. Come on. I decided between that and a standard that I'd previously set for myself to drink that gallon in the day. So I decided, okay, I'm going to drink it. And even though that water was so hard to drink, I felt like I wanted to throw it up after I drank it. When it was gone, I had this feeling of like, I knew I did it. I did it. And every time I'd finish the tasks for 75 hard every day, it just felt so good. So I'm stronger than I gave myself credit for sure. I can stick to standards that I set for myself. And a lot of us, I think we set standards for ourselves. I think a lot of times we set them to please other people. But there are moments that come in life where we have to decide, okay, am I actually going to keep this standard I say I believe in, or am I going to settle and live by the standard of the moment, of the gratification of the moment? We have a lot of those decisions in life, and so this helped me with that. Number 3 takeaway from 75 hard for me, time management. When you have a job, when you're working on a lot of projects, when you're in a band, when you have a girlfriend and a social life and family life, and then you try and squeeze a program like 75 hard into that, it's difficult. There's simply not enough hours in the day to do all the stuff that I want to do. And so you start getting creative. You start thinking, okay, well, if I'm going to get 2 workouts in, drink all my water and read, follow this diet and count my calories, all that stuff, I got to plan. I got to be ready for that. And so 75 hard was a good training mechanism for me to plan out my day to maximize my time. Something that's kind of becoming like a self-improvement cliche is that we all have the same number of hours in a day. Everybody always says that, but if you really think about that, there are people out there that have figured out how to get X amount of money, get as much money as they want, have as good of relationships as they want. People who have figured out how to succeed in all these areas in life. What people haven't succeeded in is getting more time. You could argue that, the life expectancy of humans has gone up. So in a way we kind of have, but you know what I mean. We wake up, we're never going to change the fact that we have 24 hours in a day, all of us. And so time management is super important. And 75 hard trained me a lot in that. On the days when I didn't manage my time right, those were the days I was up until 3 a.m. trying to finish my water, finish my reading, dropping my book on my face 10 times, trying to stay awake, and then starting over on the page. Like, I realized after a lot of nights like that, I was like, dude, this sucks. If I could just plan a little better, I could get all that stuff done in a day and then still have a quality follow-up day when I wake up. I could get a full night's sleep if I planned well rather than a few hours. So really the benefits are, the list goes on from a program like this. If you're looking to build your mental fortitude, build your discipline, become more mentally tough and self-aware, I highly encourage you to do this program. Let me know if you need there's a piece of paper that has the tasks and all the days that you can check off. Let me know if you need me to send that to you. Or Andy Frisella has set up a website for it. I think it's just 75hard.com. You can check it out. Give Andy Frisella a follow. He talks about it all the time. And you can learn more from him about kind of the follow-up programs. I think I'm gonna start the next part, which is phase 1. I'm gonna start that soon here. Just taking a little bit of a break right now. So that's it. Thank you for listening to this video. I truly believe that all of us, in order to build the country, the community, the society, the world that we ultimately want, we all demand change. Everybody's talking about how they want change so bad in the government, the society, the community, whatever it is. We literally cannot have that change without a bunch of individuals changing themselves first. So we need to all be advocates of personal change, and that starts with changing yourself. So I invite all of you to do it. Love you all, and take care.